there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. How you doing? Welcome to Treecat Chat. I'm Michelle, and I'm here every Saturday morning bringing you expert news, commentary, and insight on the world, the exciting world of e-commerce, reselling, and re-commerce with a little fun and energy to kickstart your weekend. So whether you're a seasoned marketplace seller, an entrepreneur, or just a part-time hustler like me, let's talk this morning about some fun and exciting stuff. I've got some things to say. I mean, normally I like to talk from the seller perspective, right? Because I have a seller tool. I sell a tool to sellers that helps them cross-post and do all kinds of cool automations. But I don't want to talk about that today because I feel like I need to get out of my seller headspace for a minute. And I would recommend that you do the same thing. Get out of our seller headspace and think about what it's like to be a buyer in June of 2025. And I want to introduce a special guest today that's going to be kind of our own little case study. Someone who is kind of new to the job market, just getting out into the world, Gen Z, age-wise, and really doesn't know what they want. And so we're going to find out if search is going to give them what they want, or is it going to make them more confused and frustrated. So welcome my first guest. Can I give your real name or are we using a fake name? This is Rowan.
Hello.
Thank you for being on my show today, Rowan. You are, congratulations for being a recent graduate. You're getting out into your Gen Z, right? You're young, in your 20s person.
Yes.
You're getting out into the job market and you're like, hey, I need some new clothes for my new job.
For my first job interview.
For your first job interview.
So what clothes are we going to look at?
We are going to look at clothes that are good for a job interview, right?
What kind of clothes? Let's see.
Well, let's see. So we're going to go over to, well, let's first talk about, like, there's some universal truths, right? In terms of sellers, what sellers want. We all know what the universal truths are with sellers. We want our listings to be seen. We want our listings to be sold. We don't want to spend too much money. We don't want to have too much stress. So we know what the seller needs are. But today, like I said, we're talking about what the buyer needs, because I think it's important to name it and to name what's happening and what's going to be happening in the future to help buyers find what they want. So what, as a buyer, do you think are the universal truths? I would say finding a good deal.
Exactly.
You want like a lot of selection, but you don't want to be overwhelmed.
Hassle-free.
Hassle-free. You want to trust the platform or the seller.
Fast and affordable shipping.
Easy to pay. You want the information that you see to be what you get. Like, you're not trying to buy something that looks amazing and then get something that's really gross, right?
Yeah.
And then what about customer support? All that stuff. So you agree with like these universal buyer truths?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's move on then. So we're going on to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and even Amazon, and maybe even ChatGPT, because search is changing and it's going to become more agentic. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, like chaotic.
Not chaotic.
Wait, what does
less
agentic
chaotic
mean?
Actually.
So agentic is, what does agentic mean? So
agentic means that you'll be able to have a conversation. You'll be able to go into search and be like, I'm looking for this. And it'll say, oh, what size do you want? And you'll say, I want this size. And you'll say, well, what do you need it for? And you'll say, I need it for this. And so you'll be able to get really pinpointed information. You spend a lot less time searching, because I mean, I feel like as a buyer right now, you can spend a lot of time scrolling,
of course,
and not finding what you want. All right. So we did an experiment where we put, he's looking for, you have like a small, kind of a tight budget, right? You don't have like a lot of money to spend on your outfit for your first interview, but you want a green shirt and you want in size XL. So men's green shirt, short sleeve, since it's the summer, size XL. All right, so we put that into eBay.
And already, this is terrible. This first shirt is not even green.
Right.
The second shirt says Columbia.
Oh my gosh, your sister's calling. What is she always calls me when I live stream? Does she not know I live stream at 9 a.m.?
What a jerk.
Oh, okay.
So this next one, Columbia,
is that
it's not even green.
Is that appropriate for
It's not even green, though.
It is cheap, though, isn't it?
What's this low price? Who's this? I hate when they do that, when they have it like $28. Oh, it's actually $5. That's more of a scam.
Is that seem scammy to you?
Don't discount. If you have a low price, don't make a fake discount. Right?
Okay, so do any of these look like
yes,
stuff that you'd want to buy?
Scroll up.
Okay.
This one.
That's a good one. Okay. So
Yes.
that took about a minute to look at. And that price isn't bad, right? Oh, but look, it's shipping from China. That's going to take a long time. There's going to probably be
But
tariffs.
it's worth it.
Is it worth it? You're going to have to pay like 100%. How much is the tariff now from China?
I feel like the tariff price is included.
You know,
they're
no,
not going to do a fake price.
It's actually not. You don't actually get what's happening right now is you actually don't get the item. It'll be stuck. I actually just ordered something from Etsy. I thought it was from a UK seller. The person listed themselves as being from the UK. And it turns out that guess what? It was actually a Chinese seller. And it's taken 3 weeks to get here. And it's stuck from being with the partner carrier to getting into the USPS.
Well, what's the service? It would be the shipping. The tariff would go into the shipping, right?
No, the tariff.
Where's the tariff charge? Where's that coming?
I think it comes after. I think once it gets into the US, then they can start.
I feel like wouldn't companies just reflect that in their price?
No, I don't
feel like there's a legal issue.
Not at this point. But anyways, okay, let's move on. Let's see what Poshmark gave us. So this is what you got from Poshmark. What do you think about the options here? At least they're all green shirts.
This is the one.
This is the one. This is what you're going to wear to a job interview. Okay.
If it's like lawn mowing or grass cutting.
So what do you think about these kind of backgrounds? This is definitely an AI background.
Oh, it is an AI background.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, because I thought it was like someone went to a brick wall.
But look, the shirt's all wrinkly and gross.
Is this an AI background?
No, probably not.
Probably not. How do you know this is an AI? How do you know automatically it's an AI?
I can just tell because of the lighting and stuff.
It looks good. I mean, I was tricked. No, I'm saying I like ones like these where you can tell it's a real background. Is it though? It is.
You like that old school nostalgia?
Because I like that it's not AI. I like that it's not AI.
You like that it's not AI. So if you were at this one that has an all white background,
I feel like I'd rather buy from someone who's clearly just some rando trying to resell their clothing.
This one?
See that I if I'm gonna buy on eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari, I want to buy from some rando. I don't want to buy from a company. I want to look bad-ish. I want to look authentic.
Interesting.
But then companies are going to start.
That's an interesting Gen Z insight. Okay. Take that to heart.
Exactly. But
let's look at Mercari.
But that's why I think Amazon is going to be the best because they have like certified sellers and stuff like that. And they have a good track record.
Not really.
Scroll up this one. Making dreams come true.
You're going to wear that to your job?
I feel like that you could be seen as like hitchy and like authentic and like cool and like quirky and like.
I guess it depends on the job.
Scroll up. You don't scroll up. You don't want to wear a shirt like this.
You don't want to
wear. You want to wear a shirt like this.
So it's a collared shirt.
Yes, but like this design specifically.
You like that design for?
Yes.
Okay.
For a job.
It's not green though. You asked for a green shirt.
Sometimes life leads you in directions you weren't expecting to get.
Now, Depop, that's more your age group, right? This is catering to
do
Gen
I really
Z.
want to buy from other Gen Z people? Is that really a perk?
I mean, look, they're telling you to wear a Megadeth shirt to your job.
Is that green?
It's not green either, but this is what it's suggesting.
Megadeth.
You know, we did not put in job. Let's put in job
interview
and see what happens.
Will it help the search?
I don't think so because
we'll make it more. What was that term used? Agglematic.
Oh my gosh, they couldn't even find anything.
What was that term you used?
Agentic.
Okay.
Let's see if we put in job interview. What happens?
It's too many search terms. Oh well.
No, it worked on Mercari. Let's
see. We'll go back.
Yeah.
Muertos.
This is what they're saying for job interview. It's $375. So you're gonna wear this to your job interview.
That's a good idea. I mean, it's vintage. It's definitely a local Boston coffee chain.
What about Poshmark? When we put on job interview, what happens?
I feel like Depop is just not doing it. I mean, yeah, sure, but this isn't green anymore. I feel like
Poshmark.
Depop is just not it. It's not it, right?
Oh, wait a minute. Trying to make sure I spell these things correctly. So right now, we're not seeing any benefit from putting in
Let's
the
check
fact
Amazon.
that's your need. Entered. Let's see what happens.
I don't think the search term. I think it's complicated because it's like, how does the algorithm know these job interviews?
It doesn't because right now it's not a very smart algorithm, but things are going to be changing. Things are going to be changing. Okay.
This one's I think is perfect because it's job specific.
Wow! So this is what happened when we put in job interview.
Exactly. Look at this.
eBay.
You should go up to your job interview with this shirt on,
employment
and then employment application, and then they're going to be impressed by your right.
So let's see what happens when we go to ChatGPT because this is what I think is going to be happening with search. So if I put in men's what did we say? It was a green
XL green t-shirt.
Men's. I want to do it exactly the way I did it on here. Men's green t-shirt, short sleeve, XL, job interview. What does ChatGPT? Because this is the way that search is going. It's going more agentic.
Of course.
And maybe Michael's up here to tell us to zoom in. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we just typed in men's green shirt, short sleeve, XL, job interview. So it's actually giving you some tips, right? To look for a subtle pattern.
It's not showing us results really.
Well,
it's telling us stuff
telling us the ways to search it to find it on these particular things. But it's also saying like brand recommendations. Because would you have any idea of brand? Do you shop by brand?
Yeah, like freaking Tommy Hilfiger. He's a brand, right?
Tommy Hilfiger. Okay, so if I type in where to buy, can I buy today? Like,
maybe they'd say like go to Target. Yeah.
Okay, so it becomes more of a conversation. So it's searching the web and it's looking for a men's green short sleeve button up shirts in size XL. Well, it's not. I don't see that it's recommending anything on eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari.
No, because those are places you want to go if you want vintage or cheap, or you don't. I don't know. I feel like most people are going to go to Old Navy, or because those Old Navy, you're not going to be scammed by Old Navy online, like, right? You're not going to be scammed. Okay, let's go. We didn't check out Amazon, did we?
Oh yeah, let's go to Amazon.
I feel like Amazon. No,
sorry.
Amazon
is right there.
Amazon's like the best because they have certified sellers. They have Amazon's choice.
What else they have? They also have Rufus. And Rufus, you can ask Rufus questions. So instead of having to wait for an eBay seller to get back to you with your question, you can just say, does this have a slim fit? Because you want that slim fit look. Like that.
Says no. I feel like all these companies have like AI and they all name them wacky names. Like Carl. Let's ask Carl.
All right, Rowan. Well, thank you for your insights today. I want to thank you for being on my show, and I would like to. Are
you bumping me right now?
I am bumping you.
Is it the show's over?
Our segment's done because I want to talk to my audience about.
I wasn't under the impression that you're gonna bump me. I thought we were just going to talk about.
Oh, do you want to stay in the show while I talk about?
We're going to talk about
next steps. Well, so what I want to talk about is next steps, like what you can do to start preparing for agentic search. If you're a seller, like I know I was talking more about buyers, but I'm getting back to the seller perspective, like because I'm a seller and I want to know what I'm going to do I want to be thinking about what I can be doing in the future to make sure that my items show up in agentic search, because there's actually third parties out there like Fia. Have you heard of Fia?
Yeah.
It's
very popular.
Phoebe Gates. I can't use it because I have an Android phone. But if you have a Safari browser, you can use it. And you know what it does? It does exactly this. It like helps you search for. It actually like is kind of focusing on used and like Gen Z. But it helps you search for stuff in more of a conversational way. Like, what are you looking for today? I'm looking for a men's extra large green short sleeve shirt to wear for my first job interview. So, like you're giving it the context and the utility for what you're going to be using it. And it's taking those types of keywords and it's searching. So my recommendations, when you're thinking in terms of agentic search, because it's coming, people, even eBay said that they're going to be moving to agentic search. So what you want to start thinking about is one, let's see, think bigger than Cassini, think bigger than Poshmark, think bigger than Mercari, think bigger than Amazon. Think about how you can make your listings so that they will be seen by agents that are, scraping the web and looking for the best price, looking for what you're going to be using it for, what size, what brand, what color. And so think bigger than where you're listing on. Okay, right now we think as an eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari seller, I think mostly in terms of those particular search engines and how it's going to rank on those individual search engines. But we have to start thinking bigger because agentic search isn't limited to a particular marketplace. Okay, so that's one. Number two, focus on utility. So when you're putting in your keywords and maybe even in your title, if you can, put in things like what you're going to be using it for, like job search.
Of course.
What was your main focus? So put the term job search in there.
But right now, that's actually makes it worse. You're saying it's going to switch soon.
What do you think? If I was selling this green shirt and I had Like he has wedding on here, wedding and prom and business.
Yeah, the issue is though
this person's already
job interview is too specific.
No,
right?
Not necessarily. You could also put it in the about.
Yeah.
Or in let's
and that could turn to key search terms.
Right.
Because right now that doesn't seem to be the case.
Right.
That opened a new tab.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right now the agentic search seems to be it's coming.
It's coming, but right now what this Cassini is doing is it's like taking your items. This person probably paid to have this boosted, sponsored exactly. So we're seeing stuff that's sponsored that doesn't really matter to his search.
Exactly. But what was interesting about ChatGPT is it kind of reminds me of like the classical like assistant. Like if you had some assistant, you ask them like, give me an itinerary of the shirts.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily telling you anything you don't know, but it's organizing your thoughts.
Yeah, but you could tell it, hey, act as a stylist for me. I'm going to my first job interview. Act as a stylist for a Gen Z cool hip dude, with a bachelor in science and mathematics, who's going to his first job interview. What does he wear? Please style him and tell me where to buy it, and give me results that are in my price range of $12 to $13.
Exactly,
with cheap shipping. Okay, number 2. Okay, I talked about utility. Number 3. You have to realize, and you probably already know this, most people are searching on their phones, not their computers. So even though you can get 80 characters, you're given 80 characters, you have to think in terms that those last 20 characters are not going to be showing up on mobile. So anything that you don't think is as important, you can put at the end of that 80 character title.
You could maybe even put stuff that is undesirable and then
exactly like when I
used. Like stained or whatever.
Well, you're not gonna put stained. You're gonna market it a little bit better, like pre-loved. Right?
Okay. But you put that in the
description,
or you put that in the characters that will overflow and they won't see it when they.
Well, and there's also you do have to disclose the condition that something's in. So that's another thing that we'll get to. But I want to talk about number 4, which is photos. And considering that when people are looking for things, they're looking at it on their phone, your photo is going to need to be as clean and as crisp as possible. So something like this Columbia photo actually would do really well if it's super, super tiny, and you're looking at it on your phone. I don't know. I'm not a big believer yet, at least in some of these AI backgrounds like this one right here. Because if you're looking at that, there's no contrast.
How do you know it's AI? Because go to this one.
Okay, well, whatever. Maybe it's not AI.
It kind of looks real to me.
Okay. Well, there's some others that are AI, and I'm trying to find, maybe not on Poshmark, but maybe you'll find them on eBay.
Is that scary that you could have a really good background? People think it's AI, and you're like, no.
Well, if you notice, all these eBay people are mostly doing clean white backgrounds because that's what we've been trained to do as eBay
it's sellers. Better than AI because it's less ugly.
This one looks like it might be an AI background.
It could be an AI person.
But you know what? All this stuff is kind of distracting to me.
I don't think it's actually AI. I think it's a stock, like it's a model, and then this is clearly photoshopped on.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, where were we? So photos, I think just make those photos crisp and clean, and just keep in mind they're going to be shown this big on your phone. So you got to make them crisp. All right, number 6. So this is what we were talking about. Anticipate semantic search synonyms. So instead of saying jogger pants, you'd also think about other ways that people are going to search for jogger pants, sweatpants, lounge pants, right? So if you were looking for sweatpants, what would you call them? Sweatpants.
But are you going to put the other names in the description? Or are you going to
in the description? I would put all the other names that people might be searching for. Let's see. Align with occasion-based tagging. So for you, the occasion was job interview. Another occasion-based thing could be Father's Day, Christmas, Juneteenth.
But how specific do you want to get? Like Margaritaville Father's Day events?
Well,
if you just look at the shirt and you're like, this would be great to go to Margaritaville, right? Like then you put it in the description.
Right.
Some shirts exist. And then when you're doing these, what do you call it? Eclectic?
Agentic
searches. You put the Margaritaville in, and I would love to be able to say, I want a shirt that I can wear to Margaritaville, right? And then you find the shirt, but that's not how the world works now.
Well, not yet, but let me tell you, Rowan, that the number 9 is use contextual words in descriptions, and they want you to tell a story. So this, for example, this lightweight button-up shirt is perfect for summer barbecues or casual office days. You could say instead of
Margaritaville,
you could say this lightweight button-up is perfect for summer barbecues. Margaritaville, the Jimmy Buffett fan. Let's say Jimmy Buffett died. Did he already die?
Yeah, he died.
Okay, well, let's say he died and then you wanted to like use his clout on your listing.
But you know how like certain recipe books, they'll put like a little story in the preamble so they can, you know, individualize it. Is that going to happen with eBay where they'll put a little story? This shirt is perfect for everyone who loves Margaritaville but hates Rainforest Cafe.
Could be. I don't know how specific it's going to be.
But how specific do you want to make it? Because it's up to the seller, right?
I mean, you have a certain amount of characters that you can put in your description.
Is the description an art form itself in creative writing?
Possibly. But what the number 10 tip is track what agentic search is suggesting. So you can actually go into ChatGPT or whatever you're using, whatever LLM du jour is popular, and actually track and do make your own agent or make your own prompt to find out what is trending, what are the trending.
But what not great of a challenge to challenge yourself and do these little creative writing prompts in the description saying this. Don't have ChatGPT do it. Say this shirt is perfect for a nice spring day breeze, but not a summer day humid. A shirt, like you say, the humidity range of where you can wear the shirt, when you can wear the shirt. The specifics matter because then I want a shirt for every specific occasion. Humidity in between these two ranges, right? I don't want a shirt that I can wear on 2 days. Every day needs a specific shirt, right? So I'd say I need a shirt that will be able to be wear June 21st, 2025, and then after that, the shirt.
You know, who knows what type of search is going to be possible with this agentic
search. Exactly.
But all I know is that things are going to be changing, and the way we list is going to be changing. So just keep these things in mind, everybody, because I think nobody's talking about agentic search, and it's coming.
Except for you.
Except for me. And what do
You're like say? Nostradamus.
Well, you always say mom knows best.
Exactly.
He is my son, and he always tells me that mom knows best. So with that being said, well, we're going to wrap this up because it's time. It's time to go out and we're going to have some fun today. What are we going to do? We're going to have a mother and son bonding day.
Well, don't dox Old Navy.
Okay, we're going to go see. What movie are we going to see?
What movie are we going to see?
Leo.
Exactly.
And we're going to buy tickets to.
Okay, okay.
He has a friend.
Okay. Well, you have to freaking dox me.
And we're gonna go to get some lunch, right?
Sure.
California, Mexican. Shout out California.
Okay. You've docked our location. We're screwed.
All right. Okay. Everybody, thanks for joining us today. Hey, think big. Think like a buyer. Get out of your seller bubble for a minute and think like a buyer and what they're looking for in search. And have a great day.
Exactly.
Mahalo.
Exactly. Okay.
Thanks for being on my show.
Exactly.